Wow. Okay. Thank you guys. Sorry about that. I had my mic off so that I didn't interrupt the intro there. Good morning. Welcome to the Live Place News Show for August. My name is Dean. This is my YouTube channel. My website is the Live Place. Thank you to my few viewers there who warned me. So thank you. We've got Kay Atwood in here who's working, so she can't chat. Thanks, Kay, as always. We've got TJ and Kayla from T&K Travels. Good to see you guys. Good morning, Q's Cruisers. Bob and Sarah, good to see you. And there we go. Much better. We've got Sherry Awesome Sunsets on. Thank you, Sherry. We've got Mouse Talk, who I'm going to mention in a little bit here. Good morning. Welcome to the August news show. Nice to be here again. In case you hadn't heard previously, I've changed this back to a monthly news show. There just wasn't a good case for doing this more often than that. So, Grace F, good morning. Good to have you here. All right. Well, let's get moving with this thing. All right, my partner channels, as always, Resort TV One, Josh and Jenna. Rob Fuzz, my man, who has been doing a lot of retro ride request live streams. If you by chance haven't seen that, he'll go live for quite a long period of time and take ride requests. He has the greatest database of retro rides, and he will play what you want to see. So anyway, Road Trip Dave, who is actually, I believe, still on vacation right now, will be coming back soon. We're looking forward to Dave. He's going to have one of his infamous rant streams. And then we've got Miguel and Daniela, A Disney Life for Me, our good friends. So those are my partners. And new channels. Well, we only have one this month, and that is Jason, who is more commonly known as Flipper and T. Marie's husband. So been good to get to know Jason. I saw him interviewed on Pete's show. So Jason, welcome. And all right. All right. So this is my first most significant news item. In case you don't know Papa Mozo, he is a live streamer in our community. And Papa Mozo had taken a fall a few weeks ago. Hey, good morning, Keith. Good morning, Pearl Manhattan. Good to see you guys. And anyway, he has lost his memory, and it's a serious accident. And so Dwight and Heather of Us and More are taking it on themselves, and a number of their friends are helping create what we're calling the Papathon. And this is something of a Collabathon. It's happening Friday, August 13th through Sunday. It's going to be a 48-hour live stream benefit on behalf of our good friend Papa Mozo, who his wife and him, they're dealing with obviously a lot right now. They've got big medical costs and a lot on their plate. So that is going to be on the Live Place website with the category of Papathon. 48 straight hours, if I understand this right. I'm going to be a part of it. Um, a bunch of us are going to be, a lot from the cruising community are going to be on, and we're going to be going live on behalf of him. And so I hope you check that out. And if you're interested in it, you can either reach out to the Us and More people, or you can contact me. So, Richard Scott, good morning. Welcome. TJ says, we wish we could be a part, but we already have so much going on that weekend. Understood. Yep. Nope. It's just whatever you can do. So um appreciate that. All right. Oh, I can show my comments. I forgot. Awesome. Good morning. Happy Monday morning to everybody. I hope your week is starting off great. Wow, Pearl Manhattan says she will be in WDW that week. So that is the week. Well, Pearl, very happy for you, and we look forward to that. And good morning, Richard Scott. Good to have you here as always. All right, I'll move on. All right, this next section I'm going to try to do relatively quick. I saying in 60 seconds. We'll see if that really happens. Pete McDevitt is live actually right now. I noticed he got up very early this morning to cover the baseball game in the Olympics. United States is playing Japan, and so you might want to check that out. And I'm probably going to be going live for only about a half hour or so today because I do have to work. But Pete McDevitt is also going to be live tonight at 6:55 covering a very big game because as Mouse Talk is in the chat here, will attest whenever you got Baltimore and New York against each other, that's a good game. So I'm thinking, Walt, if I'm not mistaken, you are a Orioles fan, but I could be wrong about that. So let me know. So Orioles and Yankees tonight, 6:55. Pete McDevitt, as you know, he does a lot of baseball live streams. So check that out. And then this Wednesday, he is interviewing a great. Okay, yeah, I thought you were an Orioles fan, and Pete is interviewing Drew in the moment, and a lot of you know Drew. He's a very a known live streamer for going in the parks, and he's a great guy and very well known in this community. So that's this Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Pete does great interview shows, and check that out. And Pete does a lot of live streaming, so you just gotta obviously, if you haven't subscribed to his channel, you gotta subscribe to his channel. He is one of the greatest supporters of this community that we have. All right, next tonight, Blaine from Rayleigh Creative Travel is going to talk about the Branson August meetup, and I saw Sherry was on earlier, and I'm pretty sure she'll be there. So that is at the end of this month, and I really wish I could be there, but I will not be going to that. But anyway, Branson meetup. Blaine will be talking about tonight on Rayleigh Creative Travel, 8 o'clock tonight. And then Carlos will be going live tomorrow at 4 p.m. to talk about dining and Fast Pass to Fun and $50 daily Disney dining. I don't think I saw any more description than that. So I'm just assuming maybe like having a $50 budget per day for dining. So definitely check out Carlos. You guys all know him. He is a great guy and always fun to watch and brings a lot of people into this community. So Carlos tomorrow at 4 p.m. Then we've got I wanted to mention this because I don't know that I've ever mentioned this in the news show. And then Ed had to take some time off, but he's back, and now three very funny, very entertaining guys, Ed from VIP Project, VP, and Gonzo, go live on Tuesday nights at 9:30. Oh, hey, before I finish that up, I do see Road Trip Dave is in the house. What up, Dean? Just getting started with work again, but listening to you. Good to see you again, my man. Well, good to see you, Dave. I did mention a little bit earlier that we are anticipating a great live stream about some of your recent experiences at Disney and abroad. So, Road Trip Dave, for those of you who don't know, he goes live usually on the first and third Saturdays of every month. Dave, let us know if when your next stream is. That'd be nice to know. And then I think we're going to connect about if your schedule was still the same. So Road Trip Dave, my partner, and so Ed, BP, Gonzo, Tuesday nights at 9:30, the Roundtable Late Show. It is always very entertaining. They are very funny, and please watch them, and you will not regret it. And so, all right. And then it's BDF. Keith says, Dean, after Sunday, August 8th, I'm going to take a break from streaming for at least 3 weeks. Oh, okay, Keith, thank you. I will take care of that. And thanks for the information. All right, what's next? We've got T. Marie's Place. Now, I'm hoping somebody in the chat might be able to help me with this. I I didn't see a description in her scheduled live stream, but it says top 50 golden statues are picks. I have seen other streams about golden statues. I do not know what it means. So what does it mean? I think maybe I just happened to notice that Rob Fuzz is in the chat. Good morning, Rob. Rob, my partner. Hopefully, you might know what are the golden statues. What does that mean? What is this top 50 golden statues are picks? I just don't know what that means. Is it related to the Academy Awards or what? So, anyway, Rob Fuzz, I mentioned you earlier about your retro ride request streams, and so you all know Rob. All right, what's next? Mouse Talk. Oh, here we go. I'm going to do this first. WDW is putting out 50 golden statues for the WDW 50th anniversary. See, I knew Rob would know. Okay. So it's kind of like their own Academy Awards. So it's some kind of award, and then what are people doing in the live streaming community? I'm assuming what they're doing is they're um, picking who they think those 50 golden statues will go to. So, and then he says throughout the 4 parks. Very cool. Man, I wish I could be there for that. Okay, so Mouse Talk, and Walt, if you're still on, I just noticed you scheduled another live stream that I just happened to catch this morning, and I didn't get a chance to enter a slide for it. But August 10th, 8 p.m. So this is the Boo Bash. Oh, what is it called? It's the October, the thing that they do for Halloween, I think. Um, August 10th, 8 p.m. That's opening night for this Boo Bash thing. And Walt and Melissa will be there for that. So definitely check that out. And they are awesome. And now, okay, so Rob is saying Dan did a stream on it on Saturday. And I saw that he did, but I didn't watch it. So I didn't know exactly what that covered. And Rob is also saying the rumored list is not great. Oh, that's too bad. Key says, Dean, the Sunday show of mine, me and the Disney Nerd Herders are going to do a movie review on Walt Before Mickey, and it has a spoiler alert. Oh, okay. So if you don't want to have a spoiler alert, be forewarned. But Keith will be having Charlie and Stacy on to do Walt Before Mickey, which I've seen, and that's a pretty good show. Hey, I think I saw Lisa here. Good morning, Lisa. Happy Monday to you. Rob says happy Halloween, guys. Was I the first? All right. Okay, here we go. Walt says Boo Bash after hours event. Lots of streams coming before that one though. Yeah, I just had seen that you pre-scheduled this one, so yeah, always expect to see. I've mentioned this in previous news shows. Mouse Talk goes live in the parks, usually on the weekend, sometimes during the week. Growing a lot and very popular. Uh, let's see. Okay, next. Oh, I am really excited about this. I've been thinking about this all weekend. Now, I have been around longer than most of you, and there used to be some pretty basic game shows back in the day. One was called the Hollywood Squares. I finally spent a little time thinking it through, and I'm going to try a test this month, I'm hoping, of the Hollywood Squares, except I think I'm going to call it something to do with our community. And I'm going to ask 9 Grace F loved the Hollywood Squares, and so did Lisa. Awesome. So you remember that. I always remember Paul Lind was in the center square, right? Um, I'm going to ask live streamers from our community to be in the 9 squares. And if you think about it, um, StreamYard does have the 9 streamer capability, which was like, oh man, maybe we have something here. And exactly. Well, Paul Lynde was always the center square, and he was always like, you always thought, oh, Paul Lynde was, he was hilarious, right? I don't think humor from back then, you watch it again, and it isn't hilarious anymore. But yeah, Paul Lynde was the center square. That's correct, Grace. Um, and so I'm going to ask the live streaming channels, anyone who would like to be a part of this game show, you will be the stars as you are, right? And then we'll do this with the people in the chat. We're going to pick 2 people. I'm kind of figuring that out, and they're going to compete in the Hollywood Squares. And so I'm going to do that. I hope this month. I'm working it out. I want it to be kind of professional, like Miguel and Daniela used to do their games nights. Um, Lisa says, I believe in the early days they used to smoke during the show. I would not be surprised. That was kind of messed up back then. Paul says he's awesome. Yeah, he sure was. You did remember his name correctly, Grace. Yes, Paul Lind. What made Paul Lind famous outside of the Hollywood Squares? That's what I can't remember. What did he do? Why was he the popular guy on that? Um, so Grace says that'll be fun. I hope so. I hope I can do it well. I think it's going to be fun. I've always wanted to get more back into the gaming aspect of live streaming, but it takes a little bit of work. Okay, he was a bit actor. So I kind of thought that too, Rob, where I remember he would show up on a few different shows, but I don't think he had like his own big gig. I think he just, for whatever reason, he worked out well. Paul Lynde was in I Dream of Jeannie. Gosh, that sounds right. I mean, he wasn't one of the main people, was he? Um, yeah, Rob, your memory is always so much better than mine. Bit actors. So if I remember right, and correct me if I'm wrong, Rob, um, they they were okay, I lost my train of thought. They were just actors that they didn't have like a regular show. They were just kind of here and there, right? And um, I guess we still have this day. Key says Paul Lynde was Uncle Arthur on Bewitched. Oh, okay. Um, all right. That that sounds right, Keith. I think he's right. And Rob is green. Yep. He had Pearl said he had his own sitcom in the 60s. Wow. I don't remember what the sitcom was. Yeah, and he was a comedian and a voice actor too. You know what? If I'm not mistaken, I think he did do some voice work for Disney. Maybe Walt would know. Walt's saying no. I think he was her dad. Okay, rather than uncle. Okay. Well, you guys have all this knowledge of this stuff. Paul Lynde was big with the variety shows back then, correct? Yeah. Hey, wow, Disney Dan. Oh, it's an honor to have you here, my friend. We were talking about you earlier, and you're showing the golden statues, which I'm just learning what that was. And then Walt's clarifying he was on Bewitched. Okay, cool. Pearl says the Paul Lynde show. Man, I do not remember that. Probably he was more famous for Hollywood Squares. Well, anyway, it's good to have Disney Dan here. In fact, Disney Dan, if you're still on in a few minutes, I'm going to mention something. I hope that Rob himself suggested that you would be the right guy for me to check on this. So I'm going to ask you a question here in just a minute. BDF is right. He was Uncle on Bewitched. I was wrong. Sorry, gang. Oh, that's cool. Keith, good memory. Okay. So that's it on some of my my so-called 60-second news items. Wow. Thank you, Dan. It is always an honor to see you. Uh Paul Lynde passed away at the age of 55. No kidding. Wow. That's amazing. I didn't know he passed so young. All right. Foodie Week. So Dan, since you're here, and Rob, I'm going to give him the credit on this one. I would like to do in September a Collabathon. I want to get Collabathons going again. And so I plan one per month from September through the end of the year. And September is Foodie Week. And so I've noticed that it's a very popular topic, obviously, with our Disney community, all the food things that we can talk about with Disney. But I want to have just a general Foodie Week in September. And I'm really hoping to get a sponsoring YouTube channel. Dan, there you go. I'm just putting it out there. And all I'm asking is that a anywhere from 1 to 3 channels kind of like take it on. Like okay, so here's how it would work. And Dan, you'll understand why I'm asking you this. So we've had collabathons before, and all the YouTube channels that are in our community, we invite to be a part of. If on your normal show you want to talk about food, then great. But what a sponsor does is they kind of become available as a guest. And so, like, let's say the Doofly crew would like to have a guest on, and I've asked them if they would also be a part of this, that they would be, then Dan would become like this kind of a food expert, which, come on, Dan, admit it, you're a food expert. And I guess I'm there too. Dan is saying he's there. Oh, perfect. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. So I will I will plan um I will plan that out. I will touch base with you, Dan. I'm trying to get anywhere's like say in a foodie week up to 3 channels that would be willing to sort of like be the signature channels of the week, and they would be available for like interviews and so forth. Rob says I take no credit for Dan's love of WDW food. Uh as I suppose you wouldn't take credit for my love of WDW food. Dan and I, by the way, we do share a lot of common interests there. I think both of our favorite restaurants, Dan, unless you changed, is Sanaa, and Sanaa is definitely my favorite. Grace says Dan and Disney food. Now that's a home run, absolutely. Well, I do too, Dan. In fact, right now I'm starving. I haven't had any breakfast yet. So, all right, Dan. Thank you. Dan will be kind of like the sponsoring channel of Foodie Week. And Rob, you did suggest that, I believe. Cool. Sign me in, not sign me out. Gotcha. Okay, so that's September. In October, now this one I don't have a topic yet, but I am kind of working with Rob on a topic. And Rob, I am sorry, my friend. You told me I think what your idea was, and I forgot it, and I did not write it down. So Rob is probably going to have the uh, uh, suggestion for an October Collabathon. If you're still interested, Rob, I hope you are. Rob is obviously busy with all kinds of things and his retro stuff, but if you're able to remind me of that, Rob, or if you want to touch base, that would be awesome. Let's work on it. Okay, thank you, sir. And then Live in the Parks. Now, this one I do have set up, sort of started, and that's going to be, I'm kind of leaning towards the big three channels that are big live in the parks. That being Mouse Talk, Diz Our Dream, Myers and the Mouse. And then, of course, if Resort TV One, Corey, any of these other live in the park streamers would be available. But because Myers and the Mouse, Diz Our Dream, and Mouse Talk go live in the parks, the goal, this is a one-day collabathon, and the goal is to have somebody in one of the four parks all day long. So the what I can through the live place offer the viewers is, hey, come to the live place at any time of the day. You can go into any one of the four parks from, like, say 8 in the morning till 10 at night, and that's what I'm working on. So I have Walt, I don't think that I've actually talked to you personally yet, but I talked to Jeff, and they were interested, and I can't remember if we had a conversation. So that's November. It's a one day, it's a Saturday. It'll be, somebody will be live in one of the four parks at any time during that day. That's November. And then finally, December is movie week. We did movie week last year. It was a blast. A lot of people were involved with that. So movie week in December, details are coming. What time is it? 8:20 or 9:27 Eastern. All right, Rob, thank you very much for that. All right. And finally, my last topic of the day is the waiting room. And the waiting room is something Dan loves movie week. In case you didn't see, Dan and Walt covered is it Darby McGill and the Little People last night. So Dan and Walt are big movie people, as are Rob and I, and pretty much everybody here, right? And so the waiting room. Okay, so this is something that I am actually, so what does Keith say here? He says, I think they usually stream up to 6 hours per stream before I start a new stream. Yeah, they're doing a lot of live streaming. Rob says, I am intrigued by the waiting room. Partially true is that I am basing the waiting room on something that I've watched Rob Fuzz do, and I've been watching other live streamers. Maybe you guys have seen this. So when Rob does his retro ride request streams, he's on for a long period of time. You don't actually see Rob, but he's there and he's making this thing happen. I'm going to do something similar, but in regarding live streaming, which is viewer suggested live streams. And so that means that I go on for a period of time, and instead of us channels just simply telling people this is what I'm going to live stream on, we're going to take suggestions from people. And so that's what the waiting room is. It's going to be a few other things, but it's going to be, I'm going to go live once a month, kind of towards the end of a month, where I take requests and then I oh boy, what's the word I'm looking for? Communicate that out to the channels, and they can take on that topic. And besides just taking those suggestions, I'm hoping that some cool things will happen. Let's see what Dan says. Correct. And I think that's about the movies. And Dave says Road Trip Dave says movie week rocks. Awesome. And Dave also says he's intrigued by the waiting room. So that's what it is. It's basically user requested live streams. The users request them, and the live streamers, the channels will take on that challenge. Now, so I've created a complicated screen. I did get to show my buddy Rob this a bit to get his thoughts. And this is a busy screen, and I apologize for that, but this is kind of the functionality of the waiting room, which is you suggest a stream and then it gets taken by a channel. So rather than read all this text, again, how does it work? A user requests a live stream, channels offer to take on that topic, and the live place will verify and set up an event under the category of viewer requested. Here are 3 slots, okay? And the top one is a real suggestion that I have, which is I think obviously with the 50th anniversary coming up, we're going to have a lot of different topics you could cover regarding the 50th anniversary. So I've created an event at the live place, and I'm going to create multiple events where as live streamers come forward and say, "Hey, I'd love to do the golden statue aspect of the 50th anniversary. I'd like to just have a stream where we talk about special booths or special events or the hours that they're open or whatever." Um, and so I've suggested the WDW 50th anniversary live streams that will cover the various aspects of the 50th anniversary events going at WDW. I've suggested it. No one has taken it on yet. And when they do, I will create events for it at the live place. Hopefully, I won't overcomplicate it. That's all it is. So sometime in towards the end of August, I'll be going live with a screen like this, and as the users suggest topics, I will create the events and the channels will step forward and take them on. I hope. It's an experiment, right? Like everything. So that is what the waiting room is. And thank you, Rob. I appreciate that. Okay. And then at the top left corner, what you see here is there's open slots is 1, scheduled is 0. So as more suggestions come in, those would be open slots. And then scheduled is how many channels have taken them on. So we've actually scheduled an event. So, all right. Keith says 310 days till his WDW trip and 311 days until my big 6-0. Well, that'll be fun, Keith. Looking forward to that. Grace says, so Dean, the topic of the 50th anniversary will have a subtopics, like someone who will show the golden statues in Epcot. That's someone who will show them in, I'm not sure what you mean by WDW. So basically, Grace, that's right. Basically, though, you don't have to do it in any specific place. I mean, it might be in your home or it might be in the parks, but um, the idea, of course, being just viewer requested. Let me see if I can explain it a little bit even better. Uh, Basically, all right. I lost my train of thought. I'm going to get back here. So, um, let's say who would be a viewer? Like, let's say yourself, Grace. Let's say you were really interested in special events going on at the 50th anniversary, and you suggested it, and let's say Rob Fuzz took it on. Well, then obviously it would be expected that you're going to want to be at that live stream, and if you want, and there's no pressure to, you could invite your friends through your social networks, whether that be Facebook, whether that be Twitter. You would post Rob's live stream link to your Twitter account, to your Facebook account, because in a sense you're the sponsor of it because you've suggested it. Um so that's kind of the idea. It's like rather than us streamers just telling you viewers this is what we're going to do, by you requesting it just creates an opportunity, I think, to bring more people in. Rob says, "Can I suggest movie topics for the Live Place YouTube page?" Absolutely, that's a perfect example. And and think of how many, and Rob knows his movies, so he's going to have great suggestions. So yeah, for sure, Grace, I got that. And we have. Good morning. This is a cool idea. If there are things we can do from home, since we don't live near the parks, we would help. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it wouldn't have to be anywhere. It just has to be, you're taking on the topic. So good to have you here, by the way. Tyler Show. Hey, good morning, my friend. Thank you, Grace. Rob says, can multiple channels do the same topic? Absolutely. So even during movie week, when we did that last year, there were channels that were doing the same exact topic. Like I remember it was on a Thursday night that we had two people both doing horror films, I think at the same time or back to back. So Najuma Brown, good morning. Good to have you here. This our dream. Jeff, good to have you here. Jeff and Angela mentioned you guys earlier and mentioned how we're going to have the November Live in the Parks Day. And I have talked to Jeff and Angela about that, and they'll be a part of that. And so awesome. All right. So well that's it. That's the waiting room. Expect to see that towards the end of August. I will be doing that. So I think I've hit the end here. And what time is it? All right. I've gone 37 minutes. Thank you very much for being here, everybody. I hope that you have a great week. If you have any questions, obviously reach out to me. Um, here is, oh, I didn't really mean to go to that yet. So, oh, I see what happened. I did remove a slide here. So, all right, have a great day. Oh, Rob's had one more question here. I meant for the waiting room, can more than one channel take a suggestion on the same topic? Yeah, that is what I was trying to say, Rob. Absolutely. So, for example, I mentioned the 50th anniversary. Um, there could be all kinds of things that could come for that, but you could do the exact same topic. It really doesn't matter. So I'm expecting hopefully to post many events about this for this one suggestion here. Hopefully I'm making sense. If not, let me know. All right. Kay says, everyone have a wonderful day. You too, Kay. Thanks for being here. Rob says, cool. And thank you, Rob, as always, my partner. And all right. Have a great day, everybody. I'll leave you with the ending, and we'll see you in a few weeks.